Nice job in this.
Thank you.
You guys spent a lot of time putting this project together, or how'd this get going?
It was really hard to say because what happened was we had pretty much negotiated and signed the deal like during or just before House Party 2. So right after House Party 2 was done, we jumped right into doing this. So a lot of things that we wish we were a part of, we didn't really have a chance to because we was in the midst of finishing up House Party 2. So in reference to more input in the soundtrack and more input in reference to maybe some things we would have changed in the film, which to us, everything worked out fine. We didn't really have a chance to have that much input.
I think we set it up right though beforehand. I mean, initially when they came to us with the idea to do the script, originally had it written for two white guys as the principal characters, and they kind of had it rewritten specifically for us. And some of the things that we wanted our characters to do and be a part of. So we gave them some direction, and then we had to go off and do our thing. So, it's like we gave them a good running start, and then picked up with them a little later on.
After House Party, because House Party did really well, and it really found an audience, and a lot of your fans came, but it found a bigger audience than just your fans. It really did well as a movie. And after that, were you guys inundated with a lot of material? People saying, "Come make my movie," or you guys?
About TV.
Not
Really?
TV,
Not
not
TV.
film, because I think a lot of people mark that up to a fluke. Well, we don't know if we want to spend that kind of money on them. That might have just been luck, luck type situation.
Some movies, but mostly television, and I think television was something that we definitely didn't want to do at the time. We felt that in talking to some people whose opinions that we respect, television would always be there.
Like Eddie Murphy, don't do television, not unless you have to. He was like,
I mean,
okay.
we always looked upon that as an opportunity or a viable opportunity a little bit later on. I think we genuinely liked doing films, and we were prepared to wait until we got things that we wanted to do. House Party 2 came along, we wanted to be a part of that. Class Act came along, we definitely wanted to be a part of that. Those are films that we felt we had a stake in, so to speak, creatively, and also having a little history with it, particularly Class Act, which kind of mirrors how Play and I were when we first met one another. So I mean, one of these things is you really have to be prepared to wait sometimes to get the things that you want, to get the control that you want, and to have the combination of both, or else you end up doing garbage.
You guys feel pretty much in control of your careers at this point with all that's going on in your life?
I mean, we have to go into like a couple of head bumps here and there, in reference to, I mean, you meet some people that are used to the way of how they do business, and then we're used to a particular way we want business to be conducted. I mean, a lot of people in Hollywood, I guess they've been spoiled by the fact that they run into a lot of people who like, well, just tell me what to do and I'll do it, and then I'll go back to my camp or whatever the case may be. And they don't have much hands-on with their accountant and lawyer and things like that. They just they think things will last forever. Kid and I like hands-on in almost all facets of our lives. So it's like, we personally call the president of the movie company and say, what is your plans in reference to PR for this thing? I think they get a little thrown by that, and they're like, well, let's go through the proper channels. What proper channels? You're the owner, you want to work with us? I don't want to speak to anyone else but you.
Don't they appreciate that?
Yeah, they do. I mean, I think in the long run, in reference to being in this business for a long time, in reference to maybe where we're not actors anymore and we become like the head of something, or in reference to the behind the scenes, I think that's the kind of thing that they'd end up respecting more, because they'd see that we had an interest in it, and it wasn't when our careers was going down the tubes we start saying, well, we want to direct now, we want to do this. They could see that seed and that beginning to grow.
It's interesting when I think of you guys, when I think of and I'm thinking about the film work too, and not just the music, but there's a real positive thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are real aware of that, aren't you?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's
And
one
what
of the things
you're
we
doing?
thank Reggie Hudlin for. I think he pretty much started the first step in that direction, which we see that we're pretty much getting marked as ambassadors for. I mean, when you...
Yeah, I mean, Reggie Hudlin started it with House Party. A lot of positive images and things went on in that film. It was very funny. I think that's kind of the banner, the torch we've tried to carry on since then with House Party 2 and also Class Act. Things that make you laugh first, but also a little something that you can take home, particularly our core audience, the kids can take home something, give them something really positive to chew on a little bit later on. And
When you think about that, what is positive for the kids in Class Act? What jumps out at you and says these are important messages that we want to get across?
Well, I think initially, the fact that it's set in school or set in high school is important to us. I think we honestly feel that high school is a place where kids really come into contact on a large scale with a lot of the pressures that affect them into potentially doing bad things, be it drug abuse, premarital sex, going to school at all. This is the tough times for them. So, we feel this particular movie, the fact that it takes place in there, gives it that arena from which to work from. As I said, the safe sex issue is brought up. The whole anti-drug aspect, the anti-drug rally is definitely addressed.
You also celebrate being smart in this film.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. I was reading an article not too long ago, I think it was either Time or Newsweek, where kids, particularly black kids, gifted black kids, were experiencing some backlash from some other black kids who kind of deemed them really different or trying to be white just because they were very intelligent, superior, intellectually, playing the violin, all that kind of stuff. And that's wrong. I mean, I don't think it's right for people to discriminate in terms of that. And I also don't think it's right for you to prejudge somebody who comes across, maybe he's dressed a little bit differently, dressed like a quote-unquote hoodlum or a thug or whatever, but that doesn't mean they have a thug mentality. And I think one of the things that the two characters find out about themselves is that they're really not that different. They have a lot more in common than they thought they did. And I think that's a good lesson for people, particularly kids, who are driven sometimes by prejudices put down from them or by their parents. Not to be so quick to judge your fellow students. Give them a chance, get to know them.
Well, there's a lot of healing going on in you guys' work. I mean, I think the anger statements are real important to make. I mean, I really appreciated Boys in the Hood for what it did, but I think there are all sides to a lot of people and a lot of issues, and one is that pointing out the anger so that we're all aware of it's really, really important. The other thing is movies that heal and people and personalities that heal, and you guys always heal people in film.
Well, I think this is, one of the things House Party 1 was why it was so instrumental, why that ended up being a success, because the timing was perfect in reference to, I think people were a little sick of chasing aliens and Captain Kirk going up to space and all that kind of stuff. We wanted to know what was going on with the boy or the girl next door. What this particular film did when the unfortunate things was going on in LA and in DC and pretty much all across America was we were a little worried about, the timing on this. But now it looks like it's going to work out just right. One of the things we were proud of with this film is it's a PG-13 film in which we can get rid of the excuse of dropping off the kids to the babysitter that could come along, and when these things are raised in reference to the safe sex issues and everything, the real role models can be asked about these subjects rather than placing Kid and Play or your Michael Jordans or your Ice-T's and Ice Cubes as being role models. We're not role models, because role models to me is in a person's life every day and can be able to cultivate and it's planting the right things in their minds. All we just raise the proper questions and help to be, as Kid calls it, the backup for, when they want to escape their parents or whatever the case may be. When you come to the film to go see a Boys in the Hood or go see a Juice or a New Jack City or a Kid and Play movie, you can't run from it because we're there to tell you the same thing too. That's our whole deal.
Absolutely. Listen, I appreciate you guys' work.